What is going on, friends? This is Matt Carter, your local source for everything real estate related on YouTube. Before you get any further, if you haven't done it already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that little bell next to the subscribe button to make sure that you get notified for any of my videos that come up in the future. All right, so today what I'm going to be talking about is how to search for a home effectively. I've released a couple videos in the past detailing how to purchase a home and the steps for going along that path. But in order for you to do it in an efficient manner, there are a few tips and tricks that you can do along the way that will make your life a lot easier, not even quicker, but less stressful. So first and foremost, and it goes without saying, I think I talk about it in every single buyer video that I make, is go to a mortgage specialist and get pre-approved. You have no idea where you're going to start in your search until you know how much the bank is going to lend you, and then you have figured out your budget to figure out where you stand and where you can start your search. So number one, without fail, go talk with a mortgage specialist. So number two, and it goes along with finding help along the way. And I'm going to say, go and find a real estate agent in your area that knows the area and is going to do a good job standing up and advocating for you and helping you find a home in the quickest possible manner that finds you the best possible place. A lot of people like to go at it alone, just reaching out to listing agents, trying to set up appointments through homes. And I can just tell you right away, this is not the fastest way to finding a house. By finding somebody that's going to work for you and be there every step of the way, not only do you build a relationship with that person to get to know them, and then in return, they're going to want to work for you even more, but they have a lot of resources at their disposal in order to get you the best possible deal on a home and find it the quickest. Once you found that agent, talk about what you're looking for in a home, and they can set you up with some searches and specific criteria that you're looking for. A lot of people, again, like to just do it on their own, looking through Realtor.ca, Zillow, wherever you're looking at it online, and just trying to find and sifting through all these hundreds of listings that are coming up and without any real direction to what they're doing. So find an agent, get them to set you up with a search, and then anytime a new listing comes out that meets your criteria, you should get a notification about that, and you can go directly through your buyer's agent to set up an appointment as soon as possible. So if you're just starting out in the home buying process, you may not really know what the whole thing is like. So just going to see a couple properties, even if you're not sure if they're the right ones for you, may be the best thing to do in the beginning. Once you've got through the door, seen a few properties and seen what you like and don't like, it'll give you and your realtor a good idea of what you're looking for, which can help you streamline the process. So once you've figured out a bunch of that information, what you can afford, what you're looking for, really be brutally honest with yourself and be realistic with what you're looking for. If you're looking at homes and you know that they're going to be way above your budget, or it's just not what you're looking for, just be honest with yourself right off the bat whether you actually want to seriously consider that property. One of the worst things you can do, especially in a hot market like we have been for the last year or so and in London, Ontario, is if you're looking at homes that are right at the top of your budget, and most likely they're going to go to a multiple offer situation, which in turn means that they're going to go over the asking price. Just ask yourself the question, is this actually worth me putting an offer in on the property? Because what happens is the more offers that are submitted on offer day for that property, the more likely it is to drive the price up of that home, leading to a higher sale price at the end of the day. And in turn, what does that do? It causes the market to slowly creep away from you further and further. The more you do this, the more it's going to keep creeping, and you're eventually going to price yourself out where you originally started looking for homes. So, for example, if you're looking over a 6-month period of time and you're looking at $500,000 homes, a $500,000 home at the beginning of that 6 months, it may now be worth $550,000. And what you've just done, potentially, by offering on properties that you had no chance on, was creep that price up ever so slightly, and the next property you go to look at that's very similar is going to be going for a higher rate. So one thing I do suggest in order to be efficient in your home search is leave some wiggle room when you're looking at homes. Again, if you're pre-approved at the 500 mark, maybe start looking at the 400 range, and just in case that home does go to multiple offers, then you can increase your offer accordingly. That being said, I wouldn't sleep on any of those properties that are listed around the 500 mark that have been on the market for a little while. Again, your agent should be showing you those properties if they have been sitting stagnant for a little while, because there may be some room for negotiations there and getting you a deal on a property. So another thing I can suggest doing, and a lot of people like to do this and may disagree, but don't get people who aren't involved in the buying process involved in the decision-making process. So a lot of people, especially first-time home buyers, like to bring along a relative, maybe a parent, maybe a brother that's done it in the past and has some experience buying real estate. What they do usually is they provide another input into what you think about that property, which could sway you at the end of the day. So they could raise some red flags about a property that maybe isn't that big a deal, get that bug in your ear that maybe this property isn't the right one, or it's going to be too much work, isn't right for you. But at the end of the day, you're the one that's going to be living in the property. So make sure that it's a right fit for you, and your agent can provide all the information as to any red flags that may be around and anything that you may have to deal with going forward. So next up is going into the whole process, having everything lined up and prepared to go. So you may want to get your feet wet for the first couple showings. It might even take you an offer or two on a property in order to fully understand the process. But once you're actually seriously looking to purchase a property, it's so crucial to have everything lined up and ready to go for you to not only make an offer on that property, but to follow up with all of the next steps. So whether this is the first property that you're buying or you have a home of your own that you're going to be moving from, it's really important to have everything lined up ready to go in case your offer is accepted. You're ready to submit that deposit check, you're ready to get your home ready for market if you're listing afterwards, and there are no hiccups along the way to slow the process. So the last piece of advice I can give you in terms of making your home buying process more efficient is go in armed with all the knowledge that you can. Learn as much as you can about the home buying process, the ins and outs, all the paperwork involved, and just everything along the way from the mortgage side until you move into your home. This goes back to my last point in having everything ready to go. So the more knowledge you have, the smoother the whole process is going to go. If you are looking for more information on any of the home buying process or the home selling process, make sure to take a look at the other videos on my channel. I go through a ton of different topics that can help guide you through the process to make it as easy and stress-free as possible. So hopefully you can use some of these tips that I taught you today to get you through the home buying process. I know it can be a very stressful time. We're here to hopefully make it as stress-free as possible and as smooth sailing as we can, but we always know that there's going to be something along the way that we'll be able to help you with and make go a little bit smoother. So if you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, hit that little bell to get notified, and I will see you in my next video.